At the meeting place of Yangtze River, the longest in China, and Poyang Lake, the largest freshwater lake in China, nature created magic mountain, Lushan. Lushan is located in the northern part of Jiangxi province, to the south of Yangtze River and northwest of the Poyang Lake. Its 90-plus peaks range 25 kilometers, painting a cloud-enshrouded fairyland look on this graceful screen. Imaginative Chinese people believe this is the place where deities reside, thus the name Lushan. Compared with other famous mountains, Lushan takes on a unique spirit thanks to its proximity to water. For over 2,000 years, this uniqueness has attracted many reverent Buddhists, Taoist leaders, and Confucius philosophers to preach their ideas. Generations of great poets have also frequented this mountain and left a rich collection of famous poems and beautiful verses. Therefore, Lushan boasts not only fascinating natural views, but also enchanting historical and cultural halo. Lushan was born in Himalayan orogenic movement, and it is a standalone mountain range. Years of complicated geographic movement and the tremendous cutting and eroding effect of glacier have given Lushan a forbidden but also stunning look. This 300 square kilometers valley comes in various geographic features. Sun Dongpo, the great Sun poet, fascinated and confused by Lushan's changing looks, wrote the well-known poetic lines as follows. I can't tell the true shape of Lushan because I myself am on the mountain. Location in subtropic zone and surrounding by lakes and rivers give Lushan plenty rainfall, moderate climate, extremely rich plant type, over 100 different insects, and dozens of animals, as well as close to 80% of forest coverage. Every corner of Lushan is grown within thick forest and slender bamboo groves, bizarre plants and flowers. Based on Kang Wang-gu in Lushan, Jin poet Tao Yuanmin, born in this mountain, described a famous utopia, a fascinating world excluded from the outside, where inhabitants are honest and plain. 1,286 meters above sea level, Hanpo-ko is created by Hanpo Lane and Hanyang Peak, the highest peak in Lushan. To the south of Hanpo-ko, there is a stone memorial archway with 3 pillars and 3 doors. On its left and right side, there are 2 couplets, which together mean beautiful scenery of lakes and mountains. Behind the archway, there is an umbrella-shaped pavilion called Hanpo Pavilion. The most famous peak of Lushan, Wulao Peak, is located 1,436 meters above sea to the southeast side of the mountain. Magical geographic movement managed to create 5 independent but interlinked peaks, as if they were 5 peaceful, seated old men. Over half of peaks in Lushan are decorated with silky white waterfalls. And among them, the most unusual one is San Die Chuan waterfall in Ulao Peak. This cataract has 3 tiers, which drop in elevation at 155 meters. The water stream of the first tier pours down from a 20-meter height, generating fine mists. The second tier, 50-meter water streams follow a twisting route, and the third tier water cascades into the pool below from rocky streams, making roaring noise, white waves, and colorful rainbows. In contrast to the grand San Die Chuan waterfall, Black Dragon Pool waterfall stands out for its slender grace. Legend has it that there was once a black dragon making waves in this place. Later, it was tamed by a yellow dragon who was transformed by a demigod. The Brocade Embroidery Valley is a 1.5-kilometer long valley. This valley is endowed with perennial flowers, thus the name. The Heaven Bridge is not really a bridge, but a magic gigantic stone, projecting straight from the cliff beyond. Charming scenic spots in Lushan are very numerous. Besides the Heaven Bridge, the Brocade Embroidery Valley, and Shimenjian, there were Lion's Mouth, Good Luck Rock, Fanshan Spring, and Yellow Dragon Pool, etc. Such abundance of scenery is simply dazzling. In year 81 AD, while traveling past Lushan, Huiyuan, an eminent Buddhist monk, decided to settle down there because of the beautiful scenery. He started to preach in Lushan, and for a time, many followers rushed to this mountain, leading to prosperity of Buddhism and a profusion of temples. With the help of Heng Yin, provincial governor of Jianzhou, Huiyuan built Dongling Temple, and in the following 30 years, he stayed in this temple studying Buddhist scriptures. He established Pure Land School by localizing and simplifying complicated Indian Buddhism, stressing cycle and karma. Pure Land School was widely popular as it met psychological need at that time. Later, this school was introduced in Japan. Till now, Dongling sect in Japan still attributes Dongling Temple as its source of origin. During the Wanli period of the Ming Dynasty, the eminent Buddhist monk Liao Tong built Yellow Dragon Temple close to Yellow Dragon Pool. Facing south and surrounded by pine trees, the temple is tranquil and ideal for meditation. The name of this temple was written by Kang You-wei, a representative figure during Wushu Reformation movement in Qing Dynasty. Within the temple, there is a huge rock called Dragon Eye Rock, and the 3 ancient trees in front of it was planted by Jin eminent monk Tang Shen. 2 over 40-meter tall cryptomeria for Chunei, and one is a pagoda-shaped ginkgo tree as tall as 30 meters. Its trunk is so big that several people are needed to circle it with arms. Besides Buddhist followers, Lushan also attracted the Taoists. On the cliff not far from the Brocade Embroidery Valley, there's a natural cave which is said to be the place where a demigod in Taoism Lu Dongbing meditated. This has always been visitors' favorite spot. Tibetan Buddhism also has presence in Lushan. A good example is Nona Temple, located in Xiaotianchi Hill. This is the only esoteric Buddhism ritual site open to public in southern China. In the temple, the Dagaba of Nona Hutuketu, the famous Buddha incarnate, is revered. Nona spread esoteric Buddhist ideas, once exclusive to Tibetans, Hmong ethnic group and royal family of Qing dynasty, to common Han folks, breaking the barriers of class and ethnic prejudice. He also preached and took disciples in Lushan. After he passed away, his ashes, according to his will, was buried in Xiaotianchi Hill of Lushan. In 1938, Nona Temple and the Lotus-born Buddha Palace were built. The Tibetan esoteric Banzon, founder and custodian in this temple, is extremely rare in mainland China. Men of letters and poets who like to express their feelings through mountains and water are fond of Lushan. Since East Jing dynasty, many famous poets such as Li Bai, Bai Juyi, Su Dongbo, and Zhu Xi have visited these mountains and spared no link lauding it. Their poetic inspiration was preserved in over 4,000 poems. Marveled at the grandeur of waterfall in Lushan, Li Bai compared it to the Milky Way cascading from heaven. Bai Juyi also frequented this mountain. To remember him, a special cottage in his name was built there. Lushan is also an ideal place for study. In Tang Dynasty, a scholar called Li Bo lived a detached life here. He ran a college called White Deer College because of a white deer he kept in it. In the early period of Song Dynasty, this college became one of the 4 most renowned colleges of the time. After renovation by the government, in the 12th century, Zhu Xi, the greatest philosopher of Newer Song Dynasty, quit office and presided over this college in Lushan. During this period, he not only acquired many volumes of books, but also invited famous scholars nationwide to teach there, making this college the center of academic studies of that time. Gulin, a small town in central Lushan, is comparatively plain and good for inhabitation. Since the end of the 19th century, Westerners studied to construct villas and churches in this area. Over 30 different religious sections from Christian, Catholic, East Orthodox, and Islamic religion from 20-plus countries opened training classes to spread religious beliefs. At the same time, they built schools, hospitals, and charitable organizations, extending their reach to every corner of Lushan. By 1927, 560 villas of all styles have become part of Lushan scenery, which is now called a World Architecture Expo. The unique charm of Lushan is found not only in its pleasant climate and fairyland sceneries, but also constant cultural inheritance and tolerance of 6 different religions in one mountain. People in different era from different places with different religions could keep peace with each other and nature in this mountain. In 1996, Lushan was inscribed as a World Cultural Landscape.